Drew Kane rises again, General Hospital's bold gamble with Cameron Matheson ***. For months, Port Charles has simmered with violence, betrayal, and shifting allegiances, but nothing has rattled the foundation of General Hospital quite like the shooting of Drew Kane. Just as viewers were bracing for his death to mark the end of his controversial arc, the soap delivered one of its most daring reversals yet. Drew is alive, awake, and more dangerous than ever. In a city where villains rarely stay buried and heroes often blur into anti-heroes, Drew's resurrection throws every fragile alliance into chaos. And make no mistake, he isn't interested in forgiveness or redemption. He's coming back with fire in his eyes and Willow squarely at the center of his obsession. When Cameron Matheson's Drew collapsed from his gunshot wounds, fans speculated endlessly about whether the actor had chosen to exit the ABC daytime drama. The outcry was immediate, especially given Drew's complicated legacy as both victim and perpetrator. Then, in true soap opera fashion, General Hospital flipped the narrative. Just days after Port Charles mourned him, Drew regained consciousness, more vengeful than ever. Matheson, speaking about his character's revival, confirmed that this wasn't just another storyline twist, it was the beginning of a new campaign of manipulation, control, and calculated revenge. The game is on, Matheson teased, making it clear that Drew intends to bend every rule, exploit every weakness, and bulldoze through anyone standing in his path. That game begins with Willow. She has been Drew's fixation, the prize he believes he deserves, and her absence only sharpens his determination. Where others would have seen near death as a warning to change course, Drew sees survival as justification to double down. His goal is not reconciliation or even love in its purest sense. It's possession. Willow's happiness or autonomy means nothing to him, what matters is tethering her to him forever, regardless of the collateral damage. This chilling resolve instantly reframes Drew as one of the most threatening figures in Port Charles, a man willing to orchestrate chaos if it means rewriting Willow's destiny to fit his own vision. The most logical target of Drew's vengeance is Michael Corinthos. Long viewed as a rival and obstacle, Michael embodies everything Drew despises: stability, paternal credibility, and a moral compass Drew no longer even pretends to honor. Rumors ripple through Port Charles that Drew could frame Michael for his shooting, a diabolical maneuver that would not only destroy Michael's reputation but also sever his remaining ties to Willow. If Drew convinces the world that Michael tried to kill him, it paves the way for him to swoop in as Willow's savior, turning the victim narrative upside down. Such a scheme reveals the calculating brilliance that has always made Drew unpredictable. He doesn't need truth when he can manufacture belief. But Michael isn't the only one with reason to worry. Drew's arsenal includes secrets, and though he lost the leverage he once held over Portia Robinson, his history of blackmail proves he is always searching for the next vulnerability. The altered medical test results once gave him power, and though that specific thread has unraveled, it highlights his modus operandi. He thrives on cornering people with their darkest mistakes, turning allies into pawns. If Portia is safe for now, who in Port Charles will be next? The tension lies not in whether Drew will use blackmail again, but in who will fall victim to his need for dominance. The irony is that Drew's trajectory mirrors the soap opera archetype of the fallen hero. Once seen as a soldier scarred by captivity and loss, he has evolved into a figure consumed by bitterness. His morality is no longer shaded in gray, it's drenched in shadow. Matheson himself acknowledged in interviews that Drew has shed the guise of decency. He's willing to manipulate. He's willing to take down an innocent person. He doesn't care. That chilling candor from the actor underscores just how far the character has slipped. This isn't a redemption arc, it's a descent. And in the world of General Hospital, a character embracing his villainy often becomes far more compelling than one fighting to remain good. What makes Drew's return particularly explosive is the ripple effect across the canvas. Willow, though central, is only one piece of the puzzle. Carly, who has weathered countless betrayals, will inevitably be drawn into the storm as Drew's schemes threaten her family. Sunny, whose grip on loyalty has been shaky, must decide whether Drew is an enemy worth confronting directly or a cancer that will destroy itself in time. And then there is Anna Devane, Dante Falconeri, and the Port Charles police, who now face the daunting task of untangling fact from fiction. If Drew does frame Michael or launch another web of lies, the justice system will once again become a stage for manipulation, undermining trust in every verdict. The public perception of Drew, both in the fictional town and among viewers, adds yet another layer of complexity. Matheson admitted that fans often blur the line between actor and character, confronting him as if he were the man orchestrating blackmail or betrayal. This visceral reaction is proof of how effective the storyline has been. Port Charles despises Drew not because he is misunderstood, but because his intentions are nakedly cruel. For an audience craving high-stakes drama, that kind of unapologetic villainy is both infuriating and irresistible. The city thrives on conflict, and Drew's presence ensures it will never find peace. Looking ahead, the looming November sweeps mark a crucial benchmark. In the soap world, November is when storylines combust, secrets explode, and ratings soar. With Drew positioned as both survivor and predator, it's almost certain his actions will serve as a catalyst for multiple arcs. Will Willow finally see the depth of his obsession and resist? Will Michael's reputation crumble under false accusations? Will Portia, Carly, or even Nina find themselves caught in Drew's crosshairs? The possibilities are endless, and each one carries the potential to fracture relationships, ignite new rivalries, and permanently alter the social order of Port Charles. Ultimately, Drew's return is not just about survival, it's about transformation. He has shed the last illusions of heroism and stepped fully into the role of architect of chaos. Unlike other villains whose motivations stem from power or money, Drew's obsession is deeply personal. He doesn't want the city under his control, he wants Willow, and by extension, he wants to rewrite the narrative of his life as one of dominance rather than loss. That singular obsession makes him dangerous in ways even Sonny Corinthos may struggle to counter. A man with nothing to lose and one fixation is often the most destructive force of all. General Hospital thrives when characters are unpredictable, when viewers cannot trust alliances or predict outcomes. Drew Cain embodies that spirit now more than ever. His return from the brink of death is not a miracle but a warning. The man who woke up in that hospital bed is not the same man who fell. He is darker, sharper, and untethered from morality. And as he sets his sights on revenge and possession, Port Charles is bracing for a reckoning that could reshape the entire canvas. In this new chapter, Drew isn't fighting for redemption, he's fighting for control. And in General Hospital, that makes him the most dangerous man alive. Would you like me to expand this into 3 continuous sections of about 3,500 to 4,000 characters each, like a serialized magazine-style article, so the whole piece runs well over 10,000 characters? That way it feels like a proper long feature rather than a single continuous essay.